All right, you're live.
Ready? Assalamu alaikum. Say it again. Assalamu alaikum. Basheer Farad Muhammad, better known to some as Popkeys, Brother Cap. As you know, I always start out, give it to the Most High in prayer. So let me start out with my prayer tonight, black folks, black nation. In the most holy name of Almighty God Allah, who came to us in the person of Master Farad Muhammad, the great Mahdi, who was to come and has come to restore we who were lost from our own kingdom of Islam and to destroy those that have destroyed us. God, oh Allah, we are thy people. Deliver us from our murders. We serve and obey thee all the days of our lives. And we will teach our children to submit to thee, to that unequaled love and mercy for thou. And thanks to you, O Allah, for making manifest to us, our enemy, the devil. And help us, O Allah, to live the life and die the death of a Muslim. I bear witness no God but thee, and I bear witness the most honorable and humble Elijah Muhammad is your last and greatest apostle. Thank you, Allah, for this day. Thank you for this gift of life. I pray, Allah, that you remove the hearts of the devil from thee as well as the black nation. I also pray, Allah, that you destroy this evil, sinful, wicked, and accursed devil with all that you have at your disposal. Rainstorms, hailstorms, windstorms, snowstorms, ice storms, balls of ice bigger than footballs, tornadoes, hurricanes, earthquakes, firestorms, killer bees, snakes and pestilence, devils killing themselves on the highways, byways, and skyways. I pray, oh Allah, that you see that White House, that symbol of death and destruction for the whole planet Earth, come to the ground. Oh, yes. We want to see it all come down. So, Allah, do that which you came to do, to restore the original man, an Asiatic black man, the maker of own the cream of the planet Earth, God of the universe, back to his rightful place, to his king of Islam, which is peace. Allahu Akbar. Remove niggardliness, laziness, cowardliness from the minds and hearts and spirits and souls of that original man, that black God that's sitting in the wilderness and in the belly of the beast that don't know, he don't know who he is. But thank you, Allah, for coming. Thank you for the most honorable Muhammad Elijah Muhammad. I'd like to say thank you, Allah, for all the brothers and sisters that's standing up on this planet, soldiering for Allah. Whatever name you want to put on, thank you, thank you, thank you for this day, this gift of life, and the time we living in. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Black man, woman, and child in America. Such a beautiful time to be alive. You know, I had a subject I was going to do tonight on how the black man get his mind back. But Allah put in my spirit tonight to change my subject up because I always have 2 or 3 subjects lined up anyway. That's proper planning. That's the art. But I want to do this subject a little bit tonight. I want to go on into the black man as far as being a daddy, a father, and marriage. I think this is so important for us to cover tonight as it relates to the family. This is one of the main keys that we have to start changing. This is the key we got to turn. black folks. Black man, we got to get back into the home. And you got to remember this here, a lot of this knowledge on fatherhood, how to be a good father, maintain a wife, marriage. 95% of us were never taught this knowledge. We had examples, some of us did in front of us on how things are supposed to go. But in most cases, we got into this situation to relationships and to marriage or trying to raise a family through trial and error. We had to learn as we went along based on what we thought we knew. Now, I'm a father. Hell, I wasn't no perfect father, and I'm not coming before you say I was. A lot of things I had to learn as I went through the process. And when I look at it now, I wish I would have known what I know now. That's why I think it's so important for me to just pass on this knowledge to the masses, especially the young men that's out here that falls in love and want to have a commitment with this woman. But we don't quite know what to do when we get into these close quarter situations, even on how to raise our children and the commitment that it takes to raise a child and the sacrifices of time and energy and all these things that you have to put into that situation. You cannot be selfish at all. But as usual, black folks, I'm gonna always start out with the most honorable, humble Elijah Muhammad. A lot going on our planet. Black folks, our youth up under direct attack in America. That young black male, even our young black girls are under attack now in America. And that Negro class, that uppity class that's sitting close and has a room in the white man's house, there's no solution for it at all. All your politicians that come into office, they all push the same agenda that relate to our youth and how to solve the problems of the violence and all these things that are negative taking place in our community. Excuse me. And they don't have a solution. And these are a lot of black folks, even a lot of these politicians that are out in front of us. They don't have a solution. They went along with Joe Biden when they pushed this 3 strikes law across the nation. But they don't have an agenda. All they want to do is quiet our youth so they can get more favor in the House of the Caucasian. Be closer to them, be more acceptable to the white man and say, a lot of them are ashamed of our youth, but they represent our future, black people. And that's one of the reasons I want to speak on this a little bit tonight, because we really at a state of emergency. How can we continue to sit back and allow the white man to ride down on our youngsters like that without any type of response? We call old Al Shelton and his crew. We call out all our so-called activists. When some jump off, that's when they get active to be seen in the crowd and in the media. And they get their profile printed up and make all these great speeches. But where is the agenda to bring about a change? Where's the agenda to develop our own resources to affect change for ourselves? They represent our future. Because this main focus on these so-called educated ones, and they're in such a bad state of being because they don't even have a knowledge of self. So how in the hell they able to tell us any damn thing as related to getting our freedom, justice, and equality, and equity in America? Vote, vote, vote is the only solution, and get a good job. Well, how long I've been hearing that damn crap? It takes a new leadership. And it's gonna have to come up out you young people. Is what I'm really trying to say. Because a lot of these old heads, I suppose Allah will have mercy on them because a lot of them don't know they don't know. They just hung up on Jesus, that white one, that they hung on the cross. And try to talk to us about love, but not showing any love, not making any real commitment to sacrifice to get the job done at all for our liberation. They don't even have an agenda on how we should be teaching our children, but we should be teaching them in the homes, guiding them toward liberation, setting up a black protocol for the black nation, putting the agenda out there for what we want for ourselves, setting up an agenda and making preparation to separate and go for ourselves and do for ourselves. This integration agenda is very, very dangerous. Very, very, very dangerous. And it makes us too codependent on white folks. Everything that we're getting, all the food is poison. Suppose they shut down the cities tonight. I say in less than 2 weeks, all the food will be gathered up and gone. What you going to do? Are we growing any food? Are we teaching our people to prepare the practice of the art of self-defense? Are we not aggressive people? Are we coming up with a better education for our children? Do we have an agenda to eliminate poverty and miseducation of our children? What's the agenda for the young black male in America? ROTC, wear a damn uniform and go to the military and fight for the white man and come back and get murdered. That's all we got to offer. Black man God. We don't follow. We don't beg for any damn thing. Take over time. Black people in America is take over time. We're living in a burning house as I speak. All the nations across the planet is gathering to take on America. And we live in America. Do you speak Chinese? Hell no. You speak Russian or German? Hell no. 99.9% of you don't. We don't even teach our children to learn a different language. We just going along with the status quo. Like every day is promised. Need a new leadership. We need a new leadership. We need a new teacher in front of us, black people. The ones we got is leading us to our death. Look at it. It's evident. Look how we dying at the hand of law enforcement. Look how young people are dying at the age of 20 and 30 and 40, 13, 14, 15, from illness, murders, being stressed out, oppressed, depressed, and all these things are taking place right in front of us. And we can't come up with a solution to these problems. There's a solution to every problem if if the desire to have the will to make the commitment to get the job done. That's the key. We got collectively, we got plenty of resources. We got plenty of money collectively. But the way we use it, we give most of it right back to Billy Bob. Most of it goes back to him on things, not things that's pertinent to building a mighty nation and we going free. Because most of you don't want to be free. Most of you are going to become an enemy to the black nation. When it comes to the showdown, you can see it. You can see the handwriting on the wall, black folks. Look at our poor young people caught in the middle of the inactivity of the black nation and the design destruction of the black nation by that Yakub grafted devil. Oh yes. This is what we're dealing with in America today. So you can get all the damn money you want. But if you're not able to hold on to it, what good is it? If we can't use that wealth to head toward our liberation, what good is it just to settle into the devil's house and get a big house in this damn neighborhood? Get you a white girl and be happy. A dog in a white picket fence. Send your children to the Caucasian school, so you send them to a better school, or they come out talking more proper, sounding more Irish. Huh? That's what you call success? Well, I'm a black man. I'm an Asiatic black man, the maker, the owner, the cream of the planet Earth, God of the universe. Hell, I want some power. Hell, I want some freedom and some justice. I want something on this planet that we can look to as a whole collectively and call our own. That's the way a man thinks. Say it again. That's the way a man thinks. That's the way a black guy thinks. We want our own. The earth belongs to us. But if you don't have that desire, then you won't have any damn thing but a bunch of things that you can't take none of that damn stuff to the grave at all. Allah put us here to be tested, to see which way we're going to go. Are we going to ride with the devil, or we're going to ride with the righteous? That's the whole damn test today, black folks. Will we be able to grow back into our natural born created selves? That's the ultimate goal, to tap back into one's original self, the original mind, and obtain all of that lost knowledge that's deep inside of our DNA strands. Can we pull it up, black folks? Do you have the desire to rule again? Or do you just want to be a little follower, running around, knocking on the door like Lazarus, begging white folks for something? Begging the white folks to please let me vote. Please, white man, treat me like you treat your brothers and your sisters. Please, white man, please. What's wrong with you? Why don't you see the world like I see it? Why don't you see the injustice the way I feel it and live it every day? But you the cause of it all. How can we beg our slave master to let us go? He has no intentions of letting you go. You're too dangerous. He would rather murder you. And he called himself looking for the Messiah in the black nation. It's too late. He's already on the scene, black folks. And he will, and he shall pay the ultimate price for destroying the black man in America with his life. Take it or let it alone. That's on you. But let me jump right over into it, because I had a whole nother subject for you. But it says our youth are in trouble. And it's going to take all of us making a united and concerted effort to save our youth. You understand what I'm trying to say, black folks? Because I remember growing up as a youth. But we weren't feminized like the youth are today. We was highly aware and conscious for every damn thing. And highly militant. And we had a belief that we were willing to die, if need be, for our respect and our freedom and our justice. We weren't rolling over. There's a lot in the history books that you all don't know, just in the last 40, 50, 60 years, that they haven't written in the history. You read all about these house niggas that they accepted in Washington, D.C. to push their agenda. You can hear about them, hear documentaries on them and all types of stuff. But you don't hear about them unknown soldiers and soldierettes that sacrificed their lives and stepped out here and pushed the agenda. Talking about black power. Understand what I'm saying? We were talking about black power. For who? The black man, woman, and child in America. And we pushed the agenda so hard that the white man had to give a little bit. But what happened was a lot of those civil rights so-called leaders stepped into the void and took the credit for it. And whatever was offered to them, they accepted and became ingratiated into the white man's world. And now they're stuck there. Now they're pushing a slick agenda on radio, television, social media, talking that black talk, but they're really working for the white man behind the scene. He owns them. You can test them when it comes up to a question about, let's ask them a question about, are the Jews the real Jews? See how they quiver. See how they might bring a Jew boy on their program to justify, you understand, being in the bed with him. All of this is trick knowledge. The greatest trick knowledge is on our planet. And what he brought to our planet amongst the original people was the art of trick knowledge, the forgetting trick knowledge, the forgotten trick knowledge. Black folks. See, we all been tricked and duped since we were put to sleep and hit in the head in 1555. Well, we don't know, we don't know. It's a damn shame. Here we teaching elementary to our people, trying to tell them who you are. They're trying to tell our people who you are. But the hardest part is getting our people to accept the reality of who they really are. Period. White boy did a good job. That's why our Lord, the Mahdi, is on the scene to bring about a complete change and destroy them. This is getting ready to happen. Understand what I'm trying to say? This is getting ready to take place. Understand? I did talk to my baby Kalima today. You know, my grandbaby, some of them over there in Germany now. Two of them, Ayla and Asaya. So the father called back, you know, because we all integrated in a lot of ways. His mother is a white woman. So, you know, a lot of his relatives are in Germany. I don't guess he man, but it's too damn late. I'm gonna speak on it anyway. So he called back and said, you know, I'm getting ready to leave very soon. You understand? Because he took him over there to meet that other side of that bloodline, which I know wasn't gonna work in the first damn place. All that gonna be destroyed. And say, you know that I'm getting ready to leave and take my babies out of here because they don't even want my children playing with their children. I'd have been gone the next damn day if possible. You understand? But the good thing about it, we ain't got to worry about them taking them back. You understand what I'm saying? Allah walk by. It says a lot of youth are in trouble. And it's going to take all of us making a united and concerted effort to save our youth. The enemy knows our birth rate is going up and his is going down. These are my tidbits. It said, listen, if the soul is left in darkness, sin will be committed. This is what ended up placed our youth in complete darkness. Tell me if I'm lying. It said the guilty one is not he who commits the sin, but he who causes darkness. That's why you're going to be destroyed. You understand? Got our youth out here committing murder and maiming and robbing and all type of unheard of things going on in the youth of the black nation. Designed and set up by an open enemy on purpose. It says the policy makers of the white society has caused this darkness, has he not? They created discrimination. They created the slums in America. They perpetuate unemployment, ignorance, miseducation, and poverty. They exist within the ghettos of America. Who make them? We damn sure didn't make them. It said the black man of America has committed crimes, but they are derivatives of crime. These crimes are born out of the greatest crime of white America. The greatest crime ever committed were the conditions and the darkness and the low life that they put the black man and woman and child in America on purpose. On purpose. It says, see if I can find this piece right quick. I think it was on February the 26th, they say in 1877. I heard the minister teaching on this. And he was saying, yes, in 1877, February 26th, that's the day I say was born as well, from the cries and the prayers of the slaves. It says in 1877, February 26th, a deal was struck. A political, social, and economic inferiority was placed on the black nation. This is called a compromise of 1877 at the Warmley Hotel. A Jewish man by the name of Levi struck a deal to put us back on the plantation because cotton was just like oil back in them days, and they had no one to work the plantation after we come out of slavery. So they had to put together a deal between the so-called Republicans and the damn Democrats to pick cotton. And he was a congressman as well, and he sold this deal to Congress. Because for the simple fact, all skilled laborers were black. White folks wasn't doing no work them days at all. They didn't know nothing. And traders. We knew, they knew, now we know nothing about building, masonry, concrete, carpentry, welding. None of these things we know as a whole anymore. All these skills were taken out. White men didn't have none of these skills, so they started setting up trade unions to lock us out. And he had to learn all these trades. You see the white man working, people stood around and looked in the hall. Damn, white man working like that. He didn't know nothing. He says, his police make a mockery of the law. Does he not? And they got nerve to talk about law and order. They got nerve to talk about us, about obeying the law. They make laws to break laws. Do they not? Police make a mockery of the way they murder us and get away with it. And all they have to do is say they fear for their lives. They got our children in inferior education. You can't even teach the knowledge of self. In our public school system, Santos, the governor of Florida, is coming up with a policy to say you can't teach black history. So what? That watered down black history y'all teaching the public school system ain't worth a damn thing anyway. You all should teach your own children about their own history, their own black history, their real history. Not just the slavery, you got to go all the way back. You got to go all the way back to trillions of years. You got to take our youth all the way back to the beginning. Tell them who they are. Tell them about their powers and the ways of the ancient ones. Before we were kidnapped here and brought here in 1555 to Jamestown, Virginia. For all that knowledge was extracted from us. And we were put to sleep. Because this education that they giving us, look at the condition they got us in now. They got us in damn near the same damn position where they getting ready to flip the script again. You understand? Y'all thought 1865 was over with. Y'all thought the 1900s was over with when they right in your face now. Strong. It says, he violates laws on equal education. He violates the laws on employment. He violates the laws on the building code. That's why we got the poverty and the slums of America. He's very calculated in his miseducation. A lot of our brothers and sisters barely come out of the damn high school but able to read and comprehend. Who are the people that are rising against government all over the world? I'm gonna tell you why they want to kill our youth. It's the youth. The youth are being oppressed all over the world. When you see uprising in other countries of these dictatorships and these fascist governments in America, in Iran, in various places, in a lot of these African countries, in China, in Russia, and all of these places that oppress the people and give them nothing. They can barely make a living and take care of themselves. It's the young people that's standing up, screaming for freedom, justice, and equality. It's the youth. Always represent a danger to the oppressor. It says we are defaulting in our duty to take care of ourselves. Are we not, black man? We must preserve our bodies physically and spiritually. Use my tidbits. We let our bodies go while you don't work out. You're spiritually bankrupt because you're looking at the wrong God. You're praying to a mystery God. Are you praying to this God that got you turn the other cheek when the cracker hit you? Are you turn the other cheek when they come in and kill your brother, your mother, sister, and your brother? Got nerve to get on TV and tell us not to do anything or react? Let's take it to the court system of America and hope we get some justice. You understand what I'm saying? It's too late to get some damn justice after they done murdered you. What the hell a conviction gonna do if you done murdered my baby? I supposed to find some joy in that, and my seed is gone, unjustly murdered, unjustly denied a real education in America that we built. It says, prayer is essential, connecting with the divine source. It gives us hope and strength. It says, always strive to express thought and gratitude to the Creator. And you know, exercise is a form of self-care if you care about yourself. Said thinking and writing positive thoughts, reading and writing positive thoughts. They say everything you need to know is in a book now. And it says, energy flows wherever your attention goes, black folks. Be careful where you place your attention. These are just my little tidbits. Throw at you a little bit tonight. Food for thought. And I wanted to say this. See if I can find it. It said, taking possession of your own mind is the master key to owning your destiny, black folks. It says, choose wise thoughts. It says, since our thoughts create our reality, we can attract like frequencies by setting the mood or the frequency of our vibration. If you change the way you perceive things, the things you perceive will change. You will see the good in everyone, including yourself, instead of seeing only the bad. Good thoughts make you feel good. Bad thoughts emit low vibration that makes you feel bad. Our thoughts affect the way we feel, so keep your attention on the things you want and the way you want to feel. Black folks, these are just a little bit food for thought. Before I jump into my main subject tonight, which I'm not going to take too long with you at all tonight. But as usual, I want to give you a little bit of something about Honorable Elijah Muhammad out the theology of the time. But this is the man. Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Honorable Elijah Muhammad is a God. A certain power force. Look at the nation. It says, we have, as you know, our program, which is doing something for yourself. If God would give you and me the kingdom, We have to learn how to keep up the kingdom, do we not? If you give a man something and he doesn't know how to keep it up, you're wasting time. We must learn how to keep it up. And the Bible teaches us that you're raised up to rebuild the wasted cities. That's here in your Bible. So those who will waste the cities are the ones who say we want to stay. They will be causing trouble. I am looking for capable people to help me to put this job over and put it over at once. We need capable people. We need the ones that want to change. We need the ones that want liberation, freedom, justice, and equality. We want you to know we need your service. Every one of you professional people, you can't come in and just say, be well and you will be well. We have to get well. As soon as I get myself well, then I will show you how I got well. Then you can start practicing. But I must go through what all the other prophets went through. Remember the book. It says, when Job began complaining, God answered him out of the whirlwind. He came to him pretty tough. He asked Job to answer him then. Job was not ready to give an answer to what God was asking. There were questions which Job had never been questioned on. He condemned Job in the first word he asked, who is this that darkness counsel by words without knowledge? He said, who is this that darkness counsels by word without knowledge? He criticized Job for throwing in his little excuse and accusation of God, making the truth become dark. He asked him just a few questions, and Job ought to have known how to answer those few questions. He asked, where thou when I laid the foundation of the earth? Declare if thou hast understanding. God was speaking to defend his question. Now, Job, if you can answer some of these questions, this is what it means. If you can answer any question, Job, your own right arm, your own right hand can save you. Think over that. Just go ahead, Job, and answer me for a few minutes. Job told him they were too heavy for him. He couldn't answer the question. He ought to have told Job to shut up then. I'm not going to tell you to shut up. I'm going to tell you to talk. I want you to open up and talk, said Honorable Elijah Muhammad. I don't want you to shut up. I'm looking for laborers, and the day is far spent. You hear lots of things going on, and you heard that the East is now joining up with the East. You heard that, and you read it, but you don't think it's talking about you or that it won't disappear with your big chief here in America. He's the big boss, but I say God's got the boss on the rocks around it. America will have to be a bigger boss to get out of it, talking about the fall of America. You know, as American money just continues to fall. You know, the nation will continue to unite on the outside of America. Look at Russia, China, Venezuela, and Iranians, and all the other countries that's opposing America and its might. In a book there in the Bible, it said that they said, come, let us go up against her. Noonday, let us go and take her while she's asleep. This is referring to America. It's the Asiatic nation who are the ones taking her. Listen, they're about ready to strike. And the country knows and the country knows this to be true. I'm not biting my tongue, said Honorable Elijah Muhammad, to tell you this. They are ready to strike the nation of America, and they are all united together against this one to lay hold on her and lay her low. This is the plan for America. Our God said to me, my greatest desire to bring this devil. That is what he said. That is what he used, this devil to his knees. This is what God said. to the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. We're in the midst of this great cloud, and clouds of war, of water being made up and all aimed towards America. I want you to take an interest in saving yourselves. I don't think America is prepared to keep them from coming in on you. She's not. No, she's not able to ward off this type of enemy that is coming against her. They have all united all over Asia to focus their guns on America and remove her from the planet Earth. They're not going to give her a chance to live somewhere else, but are going to remove her from the planet Earth. My friends, I am telling you the truth from the mouth of God and his prophets. America is going. She's going as the Bible teaches you in a symbolic way. It said Babylon is fallen. Why is she fallen? Because she has become the habitation of devils and a cave for every fowl and hateful bird in America. America must go. Black folks, take it and let it alone. All you got the master's degree, PhD, whatever type of degree you got. You better listen to this tonight, because your tenure is up. Up, you mighty nation, accomplish what you will. What do you will? Should be the question. But I'm going to talk to the black man tonight a little bit. We're going to practice mathematics tonight, though. Everything we do is mathematics. But to me, the key is getting that black family back in order. Getting that black family back up and running. It's unheard of not to have a father. This is the first time in history that we as a nation of people and our children are being raised without fathers. Period. And this is what we're going to have to do, black folks. So listen. It says, what's a daddy? What's a daddy is the question. Marriage and fathering is the subject tonight that Allah put in my heart to give you. I had a whole nother subject for you tonight, but I'll drop that on you next week. It says, one needs not go over the statistics detailing the decline of black children born into two-parent households. This figure does not speak well of the black community. Marriage, whether legal, sanctioned by the courts of common law, people deciding to live together without legal documents, is on the decline. However, the babies do not stop coming, and the music and love so badly needed in the rearing of children are disappearing quickly in the African American community, has it not? We know that children will come. The circumstances in which they mature is where much of the problem lies. It says, when children want children, clarifies for uninformed and misinformed the reason why single black teenage girls have babies. We got a lot of young girls having babies and babies themselves. This is part of the problem. This study notes the lack of self-esteem, self-love, self-confidence in most of these young women. However, the revelation that are the highlights. Culture plays a unique and important role in understanding the difference between black life and white middle class life. Many, if not most, black teenage pregnancies are not accidental. The misunderstanding of the black culture models among white decision makers is not new. However, the evidence that most teenage pregnancies represent a survival strategy is not openly discussed in African American community and is of critical importance. Stable families and communities are absolutely necessary if we are to have productive and loving individuals. Stable families. Marriage represents the foundation of family. Without marriage, that is some bondage tradition that sanctions and forces partners into commitment beyond the bedroom. Families would soon die, or other types of families would form. That's what we got now. These funny type of families form. All this transgender, all this other type of stuff. Reading, I think with what my brother Red Pill posted something on Instagram where they had these two homosexual men that was adopting young boys, and what they were doing is they was selling them out to pedophiles, and they was having sex with the young boys their damn self. These are the type of family that we looking at now. This devilishment. Got two young boys, they had about 4 of them. All they had adopting them for was to exploit. White folks ain't got no damn business with our children at all. It says, families are the foundation for a community. Like a family, a functional community provides security, caring, wealth, resources, culture, institutions, education, employment, a spiritual force. Do we have that in our community, any of these things? Huh? Shelter and a challenging atmosphere. Families and communities shape the individual into a productive or non-productive person. Without family, without community, individuals are left to everything is everything. Listen, male-female bonding. Marriage is necessary if we are to rebuild viable and serious families and communities. Ideally, children should be born into a family where mother and father have made an emotional as well as a legal commitment to each other. Too often in the black community, many of its members, mainly men, don't want to go the legal route to marriage. Many brothers disrespect the white man's law and will not acquire marriage license. They would rather just jump over a broom. This is a delicate problem. I have little respect for most of such laws. However, we are in the United States. It says, these are some of the things he just put out here. Listen. He said the license provides emotional security for women and children. If a father decides that is over with, the mother will have an easier time, at least obtaining some type of child support or some type of support. Oh, brother, just walk away and just gone, disappear in the wind. Don't have a clue on how to raise a family because they were never taught. But let me go on. It says the license represents a government sanction. Therefore, it's the legal community. Therefore, it's the legal community's okay for such an event. The license adds an importance to the act that goes beyond the two people involved. The legalization for marriage forces partners to struggle with each other in a higher level when times are hard. There's always hard times in marriage. Without a license, brothers and sisters can walk at the slightest problem or provocation. In cases where separation is necessary, brothers too will have legal claim to their children. Marriage is not a vacation or a prolonged holiday. 80% of marriage is work, compromise, adaptation, changing, intimate communication, laughter, confusion, joy, smile, crying, pain, crisis, re-education, apologies, mistakes, more mistakes, new knowledge, and love. If children are involved, include parenting and repeat everything above twice for each year of marriage. If the marriage lasts for more than 15 years, the couple probably should add wisdom. Of course, one may ask, what about the other 20%? I presume that even in a successful marriage, the couple will sleep. Fathers, listen. Fathers are the missing link in the lives of many young African Americans. Fathers, we the cause of this problem in our community. We're the cause of our young males being out of pocket. Oh yes, we got to take on this responsibility. The hell with it. It says, fathers are the missing link in the lives of many young African Americans. In an increasingly dangerous, unpredictable world, absent fathers add tremendously to the insecurity of children. It is common knowledge that children function best in the atmosphere where both parents combine and complement their energies and talent in the rearing of children. Even if pregnancy is an accident, it is clear that once a decision is made to bring a child to term, the rearing of that child cannot be accidental. Most children are born at the top of their game, at a genius level. What I've been trying to tell you. It is the socialization process that turns most creative, talented, and normal children into dependent and helpless adults. There are many aspects to child rearing, but I would like to stress 6. Family is so important, Black folks. We just got to get out of this laying down and accidentally so-called having children, knowing you ain't using no damn protection. Laying up, hitting it left and right, and all of a sudden the woman come and tell you that you the father. First thing you go into denial, it ain't mine, because the way you call. That's the reason you say that. Because you calling was just to lay up with her, so you figure, hell, that's what she doing with everybody. Just laying up. So maybe she might like you the most, so she done throw the baby on me. So that's our excuse. Or we can just walk away from our seed. Go on to the next one. I know they be on that little brother named Nick Cannon. He said he got 12 children, but hell, he taking care of all of them. How many children you want then, brother? Hell, you being a father to all of them. The hell y'all got to say about that? The brother is a father to his children. You understand? He got the wealth to maintain and take care of them and raise them and rear them. You understand? The mothers ain't complaining. Why in the hell you got something to say? Hell, at least he at home. At least he take care of them. At least they know how to find their daddy. At least they can pick up the telephone and call their father. At least the father is coming around on important days, spending time with his children, showing them care and love. At least they know they love. At least they know they got this father. At least they know his name. At least they know what he looked like. Understand what I'm saying? Some children don't even know who their father is. The mother never tell them. Understand what I'm saying? This is dangerous out here. You know, I was watching this movie, and the sister and the mother didn't get along too well at all. She didn't really like her mother. And the mother never told her who her father was. Mother got sick and all that other type of stuff, and either a kidney transplant, and her sister was making a hell of a decision where, what she should give her mother one of their kidneys. You understand? She's finally relented and gave her mother one of their kidneys. Well, she didn't actually, they found two more donors. But the moral of this story is this. The mother had a boyfriend as well. He looked out for her mother, showed a lot of care and love. But she was going through this illness. But at the same time, the brother and the daughter got together. Understand? She fell in love with this man. And she got pregnant by him. Understand? So one day the brother was over at her mother's house. But he didn't know this was his daughter. And he seen this picture. And he figured it out. He said, damn, that's my child. He just broke down. Understand? Started crying. Understand? He's been having sex with his daughter all this time. Now his daughter done got pregnant. Understand? And she finally finding out that this is her father. Went to her mother, why you never told me who my father was. They had this big old back and forth and stuff like that. That's why I say, Father, you got to know your children, man. You just can't be walking away dropping these damn seeds. Understand? I can't even imagine no stuff like that, to be honest about it. Understand? But I know these things are taking place. But let me get back to the subject. It says, 1, children need love and need to love. Provide a safe, secure home that's full of warmth. That's what we need in the home. Love and challenges. Parents should be complimentary in their parenting and not take anything for granted. Involve extended family in your parenting, if possible, especially grandparents and aunts and uncles. Teach by example. Spend quality time with children, Father. Provide options. Give children an open book on growth. Listen to them. When possible, give full answers to their questions because they have asked questions all the time. But encourage them to find answers on their own as well. Be slow to criticize. Learn to compliment. Quick to congratulate. Tell your children they're going to grow up to be great. Tell your children that they're gods in the house of the Most High God. Be conscious of building self-love and self-esteem in your children. That was one of the first qualities, that we made sure we instilled in our children, was that high self-esteem and confidence. Provide a cultural home where self-images are positive and warm, where African-American culture is lived and taught in a natural and non-dogmatic manner. Introduce your children to unlimited possibilities of life. Listen. However, explain to them the necessity of work, discipline, study, and patience. However, introduce your children to the unlimited possibilities of life. However, explain to them the necessity of work. Work is necessary. This is how you get to know yourself, through work. Work is better than prayer. Through discipline. Teach discipline in the home. Study in the home. And have patience. Home should be non-violent. Parents should be slow to criticize each other in front of children. See, we got to stop all of that. We talk crazy in front of our children to one another. You ain't this, you're doing this. I mean, the children are sitting there looking, they don't know what the hell to think. You understand? This is something that you got to stop doing in front of our babies, black folks. You got to bring that stability back in the home. You got to understand that you're dealing with some very, very impressionable and tender minds. They don't know what's going on with the mother and father when we sitting up in the house talking crazy to one another. A lot of times the children think it's their fault. Listen, parents should be slow to criticize each other in front of children. Arguments should be kept to a minimum. You know, they said my grandmother and grandfather had their days and had arguments, but you know, I'd never seen them have an argument. I'd never seen my grandmother and my grandfather argue not one time at all, period. Not in front of us. If they had them, I never saw them. Arguments should be kept to a minimum. In single-parent home, criticism of the missing parent in front of the child should be infrequent or tempered with understanding. You know, a lot of times, mothers, you all had that kind of bad now. You know, you talk openly bad about the father, especially when he's missing or ain't in the home, or y'all don't had a bad misunderstanding, you openly will criticize the father. It says housework is not a woman's work and should be shared equally by all, especially if both parents work outside the home. In a patriarchal society, black men must be able to offer their families a measurement of protection and, at a minimum, basic life-giving needs, such as clothing, shelter, food, education, and security. The West and most of the world defines manhood as the ability to protect and provide for one's family. If a man does not do that according to most cultures, he is incomplete, i.e. not a man. A good many black men are not able to live in these two areas. Here are some of the reasons. You know, I know a lot of brothers, you know, that got so discouraged, you know, out here in this world and had families and then couldn't find a way to take care of their family. They were denied employment. A lot of them was qualified to tell you was overqualified. Well, some of them just got so damn despondent, they just walked away. Some of them went to drugs and alcohol. Well, some of them just left and still wandering the damn planet today. But they didn't have the ability to take care of their. This has been the plight of the black man in America. And I know for the most part, most brothers really want to take care of their children. And they want. But we've been put in such a damn underdog position. The brothers just suck in their pride and walk away. We can't do that, brothers. I know the woman be hard on you. Hell, I've experienced all of these things. You know, she ain't trying to be understanding because the only thing she looking at in front of her, she got these babies. And she done laid up and had children by you and once upon a time love you. But she expect you to come through. Understand what I'm saying? We got to pull ourselves up, brother, by the grace of Allah, get back in our homes, brother, and find a way, and learn to pool our resources and work closer together in the home. You understand what I'm saying? To make all of these things possible. Black man, you got it. We cannot give up on our seed anymore. You understand what I'm saying? Black man and black woman got to have a meeting of the minds on how to get the job done and get out of this, all this emotional immaturity. and lack of understanding of the time that we living in. It said, white world supremacy or racism, black men are the major threat to white male rule. You don't understand your power, black man. The white man understand the power that you possess. He know you a direct threat to his rule, and he right. Take over time. Failure of integration. Many black men believe America's big lie of the melting pot theory. We thought we would all come together and have one damn big time together. You found out that that theory is not true. Failure of national and local welfare system. Development of a beggar's mentality among many black people. Put our folks on welfare, kick the black man out the home. Now all we're doing is begging the white man for the crumbs off his table. No father, but look at the disaster that it has created. Black man God. The failure of public education, this miseducation they giving us. Up the duck that said his butt on the wall, Jack and Jill, Little Red Riding Hood, and all this old crazy damn stuff that they were teaching in the public school system. You come out of high school, don't know thee from the same damn word. Not qualified to do a damn thing. Don't have no skills whatsoever. Don't even know how to hold a screwdriver. Understand what I'm trying to say? Don't even know how to use a hammer. A lot of y'all don't even know how to light a damn water heater. Understand what I'm trying to say? A lot of you don't even know how to check the damn oil in your damn car. A lot of you can't even fix a damn flat tire. A lot of you can't even fix a damn hole in the wall or put a damn glass back in the window. Huh? No skills at all. And after we come out of slavery, all black people were craftsmen. Had all these damn skills. What happened to them? It says, changing economic system, increased dependency on the state. We are totally dependent on the white man for every damn thing. Our replacement in the marketplace by white women and teenagers. Loss of self-respect, self-esteem, and self-love. Ignorance of one's own history and accomplishment. We so damn, we don't even know our history. That's why I'm here tonight. Teaching on knowledge of self, who the original man is and woman. Talking about the importance of knowledge of self. The knowledge of self is key to it all. But we know about our history no more than the white man told. Y'all got February coming up next month. Guess he'll teach you a little bit. Unawareness of changing world realities. A lot of us are not aware of the changes that are taking place on the planet. Lack of skills, especially business skills. This is why 19 Keys and his people, EYL, Wall Street Trapping, and all these other brothers that are out here teaching you business skills and how to obtain wealth. But you should have got that in the public school system. White children got it. They did not. Why you didn't get it? Being miseducated. And the last but not least, fear. This is why the black nation is stymied now, black folks. Because we're afraid. We're afraid to step out there on our own and go for self. We're afraid to tell the white man, time out. We're afraid to tell the white man, if you kill one more of us, it's on. You understand what I'm saying? Only thing you say, we're going to come out, we're going to protest, and we're going to let the Proud Boys come in and burn shit up so they can blame it on the black protesters. But you go back to square one. It ain't stopped, nothing happened. It said, for conscious men, none of this should be new. However, in this war situation that we live in, which we are in a war situation, the circumstances demand that black men rise to the challenge. These circumstances demand today, black man, that we rise to this challenge. Let's take it on. Let's take on all responsibility. The great part of that challenge is to be responsible husbands and fathers. Without both, a bright future is doubtful. Being a good and fruitful husband and father will be the most difficult task facing African American men. We now live in a time, a first in our history, where there are millions of black children with absent fathers. Let me read that back. We now live in a time, a first in our history, where there are millions of black children with absent fathers. We ain't never had this before, black folks. It's a whole different time for us now. Other than the period of chattel slavery, there has never been a time when the absence of a black father has been so grim. The title of absent, unavailable, non-functioning father must be reversed. There are no easy solutions. Fathering for most black men is learned on the job. Generally, by that time, for many fathers, it is too late. There are few classes in fathering. However, fathering is taught. It is a learned process. Most black men give very little thought to the lifelong commitment that fathers must make to their children. This is a lifelong commitment, black folks. My children are grown. But that don't stop me from being their father at all. I still have a commitment to my children to this day. They mine. It says, children learn to do most things by watching and imitating their parents or caregivers. Formal education starts generally at the age of 5 for most children, and at 2.5 for the blessed few who are able to benefit from Head Start or private schools. Children learn to be mothers or fathers by observing and studying their mothers, fathers, grandparents, aunts, uncles, and television. These days, most black boys learn to be fathered by watching them win, i.e. space reserved for missing fathers. They don't have anyone in front of them on how to be a father. Many of them also receive instruction from fathers from their mothers. Discussion about absent dads or whatever names these men are given. If there's anything clear about the black community, it is that the women are having serious difficulty teaching black boys to be men. And by extension, to be fathers. And if you're having a hard time teaching them how to be men, how in the hell are you going to teach them how to be a father? However, this is not a condemnation of black women who are trying against great odds to raise their son into responsible and recognizable black men. Now you're trying to teach them how to go out into this evil, sinful, wicked, and accursed world and teach them how to come back home alive. No father, no damn way. Teach them how to respond to these dangerous situations that law enforcement and the government of America is putting on our youth. Come on, Pop. However, this is not a condemnation of black women who are trying against great odds to raise their sons into responsible and recognizable black men. The facts suggest that many of them are not succeeding. And the facts also suggest that this is ignorant, stupid, and insensitive to blame black women for not raising strong black men. That's so true. The music in these women's love is little. And to be felt and to be left alone to raise a child may be an impossible task for many of them. However, we do not know that millions of black women do rise to the challenge and are responsible for millions of black men who have made successful transition from boyhood to manhood. Again, it is not easy. There's a difference between raising children and rearing them. It says, raising children is providing for, while rearing is responding to. Raising can be satisfied providing them the essentials, food, shelter, clothing, and reasonable care. Rearing is a carefully thought out process. Rearing begins with a goal and is supported by a clear view of what or facts of what is true. And these two are not necessarily synonymous. Rearing is complex and requires sacrifice and dedication. It's an ongoing process of preparation. It said Joe Kennedy reared presidents. The British royal family reared heirs to the English throne. And when a young African doctor born in the continent and presently is self-exiled in a neighboring country because her ANC, African National Congress, commitment was interviewed on the news recently, we asked if she was not afraid for her 4-year-old son, given her political activism, said, he has a duty. This is what she said. This is what we got to get to. He has a duty to lay down his life for his people. What we're teaching in the home? Go to school, get a damn good job, and live happily ever after. Get your dog, a house, a picket fence, and you're good. Look at the difference. She said, he is my son, but he is also the son of an oppressed people. She announced a rearing of a man. She said she used the word the rearing of a race man. Obviously, something different, something carefully thought out process. Some long-range political view is present when one has a clear sense of one's own reality, and therefore intends to rear presidents, rulers of free men and women. You're damn right. You want to raise presidents and gods, kings and rulers on the planet. But the mindset got to come from the home. We're teaching our children the wrong damn thing. It says, if father gives some thought to this, it should become clear that fathering, i.e. parenting, is also a political act. Listen, black folks. As a colonized people fighting for survival and development, Black people must see our children as future warriors in this struggle for liberation. Let's say it again. As a colonized people fighting for survival and development, Black people must see our children as future warriors in this struggle for liberation. It says, Marie Evans defined colonization as suppression and exploitation designed to keep a people powerless, dependent, subordinate, and mystified. Again, we are at war for the minds, bodies, souls, spirits, and future of our children. This is the battle. This is the great war. We fight for the minds, soul, bodies, and spirits of our children. As a matter of fact, the minds and souls and bodies and spirits of the Black nation is being fought for right now. Because the devil has set up a situation trying to take you all to hell with him. He wants you to turn your back on the true and living God. I want to make it clear that black men cannot depend on others to do our job. We can't depend on the white boy to do a damn thing for us Black men. That's our responsibility. It says fathering must be as important to us as love making, sex. It is easy to make babies, but difficult to rear them, is it not? Below is the Black father's pledge that all Black men should consider. This is a pledge. And the pledge is this. The Black father's pledge. It says, I will work to be the best father I can be. Fathering is a daily mission and there are no substitutes for good fathers. Since I have not been taught to be a father, in order to make my own on-the-job training easier, I will study, I will listen, observe, and learn from my mistakes. We all make them. I will openly display love and caring for my wife and children. I will listen to my wife and children. I will hug and kiss my children often. I will be supportive of the mother of my children and spend quality time with my children, whether you're in the home with your children or not, brothers. Whether you there with that woman or not, be supportive. That's the least you can do. Be kind and caring and spend time with your seed, Black man. You have a responsibility. You weren't sent to this planet just to lay up and to have children. Black man, this is your test. Come on, God. How can we abdicate God, man, woman, and children in that order? And let's get on it then. It says, I will teach by example. I will try to introduce myself and my family to something new and developmental each week. I will keep my children with their homework. I will help my children with their homework and encourage them to be involved in extracurricular activities. I will read to or with my children as often as possible. I will provide opportunities for my children to develop creatively in the arts, music, drama, dance, literature, visual arts, science, technology, mathematics, engineering, and etc. I will challenge my children to do their best. I will challenge my children to become the best of the best. I will encourage and organize frequent family activities for the home and away from home. I will try to make life a positive adventure and make my children aware of their extended family. I will never be intoxicated or high in the presence of my children, nor will I use language unbecoming to an intelligent and serious father. This is number 6, but I'm going to read that right back. It said, I will never be intoxicated or high in the presence of my children, nor will I use language unbecoming for an intelligent and serious father. It says an intelligent and serious father. I will be nonviolent in my relationship with my wife and children. As a father, my role will be to stimulate and encourage my children rather than to carry the big stick. Black man, encourage and stimulate the minds and the spirits of your children and your woman as well. I will maintain a home that is culturally in tune with the best of the Black American history, struggle, and future. Teach your history. Teach on the struggle. Teach on what the future should look like, and where we need to go, Black folk. This is why the family and the father is so important. This is why we lose them. I will maintain a home that is culturally in tune with the best of Black American history, struggle, and future. This will be done in part by developing a library, record, disc, video, visual arts collection that reflect the developmental aspect of the Black people's worldwide. There will be order and predictability in our home. There will be order and predictability in the home. Got to have order in the home. I will teach my children to be responsible, disciplined, fair, and honest. I will teach them to value hard work and fruitful production. Got to teach our children how to work. Sitting around on the damn PlayStation all damn day long. Don't know how to work. Don't know how to think. Don't know how to communicate or comprehend. This is a responsibility, brother, in the home. This is what you got to bring back in. It says, I will teach my children to be responsible, disciplined, fair, and honest. I will teach them the value of hard work and fruitful production. I will teach them the importance of family, community, politics, and economics. You got to teach politics and economics in the home. You know, all we love for our children, all we like to see our children just having fun. Just have a good time. You think we done did something, you can take your damn child to Chuck E. Cheese or some damn way. Understand? So they can jump up and down and have a good time. Or hell, you think you being a good parent? No. It's more than just teaching our children to have a damn good time, what I'm trying to say. It says, as a father, I will attempt to provide my family with an atmosphere of love and security to aid them in their development into sane, loving, productive, spiritual, hardworking, creative Black people who realize they have a responsibility to do well and help the less fortunate of this world. I would teach my children to be activists and to think for themselves. Here's some home rules. Home rules for children. Don't lie. Don't steal. Don't cheat. Don't embarrass your family. Listen to your parents and other responsible adults. I say responsible adults. Always do your best and improve on yesterday's work. Develop a work attitude. That's why I sit back, I think about Brother Farrar, Dr. Bay's son. He posts on Instagram where he's He's a master baker, makes all type of all natural ingredient products. As a matter of fact, he had to send me some. And I didn't get a chance, bro, for all of you listening to this. I didn't get a chance to eat none of those products because I was out of town for 2 weeks. Of course, you know, by the time I got back, this product gonna be gone. You understand? But I happened to be looking through the freezer the other day and found that honey carrot cake, brother. And that brother was so good. I ate that boy in one damn day. I got to tell the truth. It says, always do your best to improve on yesterday's work development and work attitude. But for all, learn how to bake and take care of business and run an operation as a child. It's your Black Muslim bakery. Understand what I'm saying? We take all the young children, set them on the big street roll table when the mothers came in. Some of them were still in little baby things that they had. And you just throw them a little piece of dough. They watching their dough. They go to playing with it, trying to knead their dough and stuff. Now the brother master baker, I understand, and getting rich. It says, learn as much as you can. Always expand your knowledge base. Seek quality in all things rather than weakening quantity. Always be creative. Do not settle for easy answers or conclusions. Think for yourself. Teach them how to think for themselves and learn to be responsible for your decisions. You make a decision, you're responsible for that. Know that there's a cause and effect to every decision. Do home work and housework each day. Teach your children to avoid alcohol, drugs, and cigarettes. Teach your children to do housework, brothers and sisters. And to respect elders. Be a self-starter, self-motivator. Don't wait on others to set high goals and standards for you. Always seek the best and avoid the coward mentality. Always seek the best and avoid that coward mentality. That shouldn't even exist within the Black nation. Never forget who you are and always speak up if you feel that you have been wrong. Always feel free to speak up and speak your mind if you feel you've been wrong. And you even had that right with your parents. That's what your parents should teach you that. If you feel I'm wrong, then you got the right to speak on it. You understand what I'm saying? It said, we have to keep our children active, and it's never too early to prepare them for the outside world. Listed below requires skills for Black children. Teach them how to cook, gardening, ironing clothes, storing food, sewing, cleaning, how to washing clothes, learn how to shop for food. Teach them about repairs, how to change oil, change tires, fix flats, check fluid levels in the home, plumbing, understand repair water and sewer lines, electrical, replace outlets, light switches, how to even make a lamp, how to change flats. You know, see, we learned all these things coming up. We didn't go to no damn bike shop like y'all do today. To get a damn link put in the chain, we did that. To put a spoke in the wheel, we did that. To change the flat. Understand? We changed our own damn flats. We had one brother, we called him Boot Mob. His name was Larry Jones, though. But he can change the flat 5 minutes. Take the damn tube off, put that patch on there. You had that glue. You slap that glue on it, put that patch on it, and light it, and blow it out, light that fire, blow it out. You had your pumps, pump that boy up, put it back in there, put that tire back on the rim, put the air back on it, you good to go. Brothers know how to break down bikes, put the different parts of different bikes together, make a whole damn new bike. It says, stay physically fit. It says swim 1 mile, run 5 miles. Y'all ain't running 5. Bike 50 miles and walk 10 miles. You're lucky you get a mile on the bike. Y'all might ride the bike 3 or 4 miles. Walk 10 miles. Walking is such a good exercise, brothers and sisters. Got to stay active. It says male, female, male, male, female, female parenting. Teach them problem solving skills. Teach them about sex once they get a certain age. Teach them about healthy love making, reciprocity, and teach them on the family history. Now, a lot of times, even when it comes to sex, a lot of children don't learn nothing about sex until they get out the home. Or today, they got social media, they can go on this pornography and doing all this crazy, crazy stuff they got going on in pornography. You got to teach your children about these things, black folks. You got to talk to the young males. You got to talk to your daughters. You understand? And that's why the father is so important in the home, because a lot of times the mother have a hard time talking to her son as it relates to sex when he's coming into his puberty, get interested in young ladies. You understand what I'm saying? All these things are so important for the black nation. And this is what's missing. This is why we have babies having children. You understand? They're not even prepared for the life that they live in. When you got a baby that you're responsible for. And no father. He was just a young kid, y'all got together, look cute, laid up, snuffing, had sex, and they got a damn baby. Understand? End up in most cases, the grandmother or the child's or the little girl's mother end up had to take on a lot of responsibility, and a lot of them don't want it. They didn't already raise their children. Understand what I'm trying to tell you, black folks? This is why we lose. Black man, we got to get back in the house by any means necessary. It says, that the outdoor, teach them how to make campfires. Teach them how to use a compass, read a map. Know the city in which one lives. Teach them how to ride a bike, drive a car, take public transportation. Learn some form of martial arts. Become competent with firearms. Martial arts is cool. But I say brothers should learn how to use them hands first. Learn how to box. You got the Fight for Life gym on Metropolitan Parkway, the Rockland Alley. You got a beautiful gym. You got a lot of young people over there teaching and training hard over there and getting good results. I say boxing is the first art you should learn, because then it's easy to go into martial arts from there. But a lot of times, a lot of martial arts, all they do is learn the katas. And you got something to teach you the 5 steps on just how to disarm a person with 5 moves. So take them out. Teach them about finance, banking, savings, checking, mortgages, stocks, and bonds, insurance, wills, and estate, and on credit unions. This is stuff we got to teach in the home. Well, we send our children to go to school and teach them all of this, expecting to come back with all of this. Now, they're not teaching our children, brothers and sisters. They miseducate them. On health and nutrition, teaching about first aid. Someone in the house should know CPR. Teaching about stress management, how to manage stress. Add a proper diet on how to eat and live. Vegetarian or low fat, and on top of that, how to meditate. Add meditation in the home. Cut everything off and have that quiet time. Understand? Set the children around and the family around in a circle and relax. Teach them the breathing techniques and meditate. It says, finally, I'm almost finished. Black life in the United States is full of stress. If a plan for child rearing has not been developed individually, parents should consult the literature, professionals, and grandparents for support and direction. Again, life is not easy. But we do have a choice, live or die. If we are men, we must make the decision to live and to develop. If we are men, we should make that decision to live. We ain't trying to die and develop. Character development is so important in our children and in the human family. Black men must have a greater commitment to family and community. We should build our community. Family should probably be started later after one has accomplished other tasks. It is clear that once two people decide to join hands as a family, and most certainly once children arrive, those parents must dig in for the long haul. Parent life is not just theirs anymore. Your life is not yours anymore. Their life must be shared with their children. This is what we must come to understand. More importantly, parents must understand that often their own enjoyment, listen, this is what you really got to understand. Most importantly, parents must understand that often their own enjoyment, adventure, playtime, and yes, happiness may have to be sacrificed for the joy, adventure, and happiness of their children. Mothers do this well. This is part of what it means to be a parent. Our first responsibility with children is to give them opportunities to provide them with options that most of us never had. That's what development and Black struggle are all about. This means, in a very plain language, that where one used to party or go out every weekend, listen now, the one used to go out and party every weekend, such activities must be reduced to once a month and every 6 weeks. The point is that our time or resources must go to rearing strong, creative, intelligent, culture conscious Black children who will work for a better world. This also means parents may have to endure some unpleasantness in relationships that they wouldn't if children were not involved. And this is so important. Sometimes you got to stick it on out. Go through them tough times. A lot of times you ain't got children, you can just walk away, but see, the situation change when you got children. You might get a little dissatisfied. You can't walk away. Black folks, you got to endure. You got to stay in there. Why? You got them babies now. Understand what I'm saying? You don't have the freedom to walk away. You know, your woman might not be getting along all the way. Give her some time. Understand what I'm saying? And you know, I ain't gonna cover that subject. I'm gonna let that alone. But let me move on. This also means that parents may have to endure some unpleasantness in relationships that they wouldn't if children were not involved. What else is new is the question. That's life. If one makes a bed, one has to sleep in it. Rearing successful children will make us better people. But our insurance in our old age and protect us for having to repair broken adults. This is what we got to do, Black folks, Black men. We got to get back in the home and take on all these responsibilities and raise our children for the future. And we got to raise them with the mindset we on the takeover mode. We got to raise them with the mindset we want freedom, justice, and equality for the Black nation. Plus raise them with the mindset and teach them how to do for self. Not to go get a good job, but become owners, leaders, and rulers on a worldwide scale. Teach them how to be world leaders, black folks. Teach them how to be upright, righteous, caring, God-fearing children. Teach them high self-esteem, discipline, self-control. Teach them how to respect for self and others. Teach them how to think is the key. Study so you can learn more about self and you can become more of yourself. The created man and woman on the planet, the divine man and woman on the planet, set that God-like example. Teach your children that they're gods. Teach them that they're the Asiatic black man, woman, and child of America. Understand? That was put here in 1555, but that the earth belonged to us. It's takeover time, black people. This is so important. And this was eventually help eliminate the problems of the youth in black America. But in the meantime, collectively, we have to come up with an agenda to save our young people that's out here in the streets, in the wilderness of North America, being slaughtered as I speak right now, perpetuated by a white supremacist society that hates our guts and is planning to destroy us. But America will be destroyed, black people. Say it again. America will be destroyed. And the whole world is waiting on the original black man that holds the tribe Shabazz in America to take his rightful place. You can't see yourself. You can't see your greatness that exists within the black nation. You need to take a step back and look at all the goodness in the black nation. Look at all the creativity in the black nation. Look at all of the knowledge in the black nation on how we move in 2023 after running behind for over 450 years. Look at us. Look at us with all the obstacles that have been placed in front of us on purpose. We done been to the White House. Take over time. That's what I want to tell you tonight. Black folks, I'm not going to hold you. I got something for you next week on how to get your mind back about this matrix of this evil, sinful, wicked, and accursed devil. I appreciate all of those that came in and tuned in. I hope you can take something with you tonight that you can draw from. I'm not trying to make anyone to believe as I believe. All I'm doing is throwing that food for thought out there so you can think for your damn self, black folks. I suggest you all watch 19 Keys high-level conversation. We had the brother on that damn dash. I thought it was a very good conversation, very good interview. There's a nice flow to it, understand? And you can see all the mutual respect that the brothers have for one another, understand? So check it out, black people. Let's support one another. Let's get behind one another. Let's work collectively to have something we can call our own. So I say, Muhammad I say Muhammad's got the devil on the run. That's right. Run, devil, run. Up, 2, 3, 4. We got him. On the run, black folks. Allahu Akbar. Assalamu alaikum. Good night. Stay strong, stay black. Take over time. Allahu Akbar. Good night.